Star Wars The Acolyte is a show that has sparked more fan feedback than I have ever previously seen.
I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this.
Before the series even begun airing on Disney+, it had a bad reputation as a result of the showrunner Leslie Headland's background and comments about her take on the universe far, far away.
This particular institution may not be the light and, perfect, stunning group of heroes that are totally nobly intentioned.
Quotes like "this isn't about good or evil" or "people didn't like The Last Jedi because it was critical of the Jedi" were among the controversial remarks that made many fans worried about what the show would explore. The series has undoubtedly made Star Wars history, and in today's video I'm going to tell you what it means. By creating a story in this specific time period from the perspective of the Sith, you are automatically playing with fire. Because like Yadimundi famously says,
"The Sith have been extinct for a millennium."
First and foremost, it makes the writing extremely limited because there are certain rules and guidelines you have to follow. These rules could be that various characters can't die or that certain characters can't interact with each other. Well, that is if you actually care about the rules.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I always try to watch a show from a fresh perspective, not giving into what people discuss online. I barely look up trailers and early reviews anymore for that specific reason, but the initial backlash for The Acolyte was impossible to miss. And before I watched it, I thought that it couldn't possibly be justified. Yet tragically, there is so much that allows the dedicated fans the opportunity to give in to their hate, with everything from undermining the Jedi's capabilities to disregarding canon.
An apprentice who doesn't know their master. It's absurd.
For me personally, the lore stuff is far from the biggest problem. Rather, what bothers me the most is that close to nobody that touches this franchise seems to actually get its universe. And no, I don't really care about that one actor thinks Anakin blew up the Death Star. I actually think that was hilarious.
Anakin blowing up the Death Star possibly killed millions and millions of people. I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this right now.
You should just shut up.
It's just like,
shut up. I love you.
It's more about the approach to the dialogue and the characters in that nothing feels natural. That the creators try to force it into something that would feel like Star Wars, instead of just creating unique, fun, and most of all, relatable personalities. That's one of the reasons why Andor hit so close to heart, because the dialogue in that show is clever.
The Imperial need for control is so desperate because it is so unnatural. Tyranny requires constant effort. It breaks. It leaks. Authority is brittle. Oppression is the mask of fear.
Any questions, civilian?
No. Very comprehensive briefing, Yord.
With series like The Acolyte, even Ahsoka and The Mandalorian at times, it's like the creators want to express their own take on Star Wars. They designed the plot based on their personal view of what the franchise means, rather than just creating a great story within the Star Wars universe that could work in any fictional world. That's partly why almost everything Disney Star Wars creates fails miserably in comparison to its potential, because the stories they produce is hiding behind the money guarantee and the creative burden of one of the most popular fictional universes ever. Over the years, this has made the company lazy and unimaginative, consequently causing everything to look and feel the same. In summary, the stories have turned into renewable content instead of unique narratives, and even if that guarantee might might have worked early on, the harsh reality is slowly catching up to them.
It's always an honor to get to witness anything or anyone transform into the Force.
What the hell is even that?
If we compare this series to other successful shows airing right now, like House of the Dragon, which has a lower budget per episode than The Acolyte, it really makes you wonder what's going on. The HBO show has more episodes, longer episodes by a mile, and higher quality in every aspect. Ironically, The Acolyte's attempt to break canon has turned into a positive, because it distracts from what I think is a very lackluster and vague plot. I understand that it's supposed to be a murder mystery, but you can't just drop groundbreaking comments about creating life without going into more detail. Other issues I have has to do with the characters. For example, how am I supposed to believe that May could kill a Jedi Knight? Or that she would suddenly switch loyalty after dedicating her life to the Sith and murdering Jedi?
What I'm going to do is surrender myself to Kelnaka, and then turn myself into the Jedi.
No, stop.
However, the criticism has been getting far out of hand, with interviews taken out of context and silly comments. But when the series chooses to put itself in a position where it's clearly contradicting, or at least on the verge of breaking canon for story reasons that doesn't even elevate the plot, I understand why fans get mad. I mean, how could they think that putting Ki-Adi-Mundi in that scene would be a great idea? Because it's either mocking the lore and therefore Star Wars fans, or making a future council member act as a complete idiot.
This girl could become a major threat.
She's not disciplined.
Yet she eluded you. And she killed 2 Jedi Masters.
Of course, some people will enjoy the series, but at some point you have to say stop, otherwise it just becomes silly. Fans critique the shows because they love the universe, because they want it to be good, not for the fun of it. There will always be people that take it too far, or perhaps does it out of spite and evil. The prequel hate towards George and various other characters is an example of this. It's very sad that it has to be that way, but at the same time you can't keep defending poor and disrespectful stories. Concepts like toxic positivity, which is a label that I absolutely hate, is in a way also having a negative effect on the Star Wars community. And when all these angry people then clash together online, nobody gets what they want. And when these angry people happens to be in creative control of different shows, expressing their view through these mediums, well, like we have seen many times before, everything just becomes a mess. Let me know your opinion on the future of the franchise in the comment section below. Here you can watch a video about Andor and why it is brilliant. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you will have a great day.